Part three. Part three.
It's here. It's finally here. I don't know why I'm whispering.
I don't know why you're whispering either.
I don't need to be whispering.
Alright guys, welcome back.
Hey.
This is our last video, you guys. And
Hopefully.
So, yeah, hopefully.
You never know with us. We could just make another one.
We could. I don't know. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel because we don't want you guys to miss our future videos.
And if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, make sure to go back and watch those so that you're not confused on part 3, because you definitely will be. We are stoked that you guys are here, and we're gonna get started with part 3. Okay, so we left off the last one. Sarah and I went on a family trip with my family, who was so stoked to have Sarah come along. And it's like the start of January now of 2016. Sarah and I have been dating for 4 months. And like we talked about in part 2, we had like been talking about marriage, and it was really crazy and super early, and we were so young. But we both knew that we were gonna get married. Like at this point we were pretty set on it. We were both pretty broke, so we were like, well, we still gotta go look at wedding rings. And so we went to Smith's grocery store, which had Fred Meyer Jewelers in it. And Sarah, I think on the first time going, found like her dream wedding ring. She pretty much knew the ring she was getting, which was really nice for me, so I didn't have to pick one out. But
that stress was gone.
That stress was gone. Before proposing to Sarah, I had to do what I think is one of the hardest things ever, to talk to the father-in-law or talk to a parent in general, whatever the situation is, to ask for permission. I was stressing about this for like a month and just did not know what to say, what to do. I mean, I was pretty intimidated by her dad. This is his youngest daughter, and I'm gonna take her away from him. He was pretty, actually no.
Okay,
First thing
you have to know about my dad is he has a crazy sense of humor, but he also like wanted to get a point across and be like intimidating.
I go to his office and he's doing something in there, and I was like, hey, Paul, do you have a second we could talk? And he kind of just looked up at me and was like, not now, let's talk another time. And I was like, okay. And so I ran back upstairs and told Sarah, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Not today, probably not ever. I think it was like a week later, I was just chilling out on their couch watching some TV. I wasn't even with Sarah, and he walks out like randomly. I'm just like in sweats and a shirt, just, I think it was like late at night too. And he comes out and it's like, hey, you wanna have that talk right now? And I was not ready at all. And I was just like, oh, yeah, let's have the talk. Yeah, I'm ready. So I see Sarah, who was talking with her mom. They both just like looked at me and knew how scared I was. He starts asking me some questions like, you know, what are you gonna do with your life? Why do you like Sarah? Why do you wanna be married to her? Kind of all the normal questions, and I was kind of just stumbling over my words when he was asking me stuff. Like, what are you gonna, you know, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, like, I'm gonna be a doctor. And I pretty much just made that up on the spot. I was just really winging it. At the end of all of it, he was just so chill and was just like, well, yeah, I think you're perfect for Sarah. And like, welcome to the family.
My mom and I were actually at the top of the stairs and we were listening.
Yeah, freaking listening
Laughing.
the whole time. But looking back on it, it really wasn't that bad. It was just the whole intimidation factor really got me.
So he got the permission from my dad.
That was a big relief.
After he got the permission, I knew I had to get my nails done over and over until the day happened. So I was prepared. But I didn't know the exact date that he was gonna do it. which I'm really happy about. He ended up surprising me.
So yeah, I felt like she knew the day that it was gonna happen. And so it was a day before that. And I was like, I just wanna surprise her, so I'm gonna do it today. It was January 26th. I called my mom and I was like, hey, do you wanna help me like get things ready to propose to Sarah? I still didn't know how I was gonna do it yet, but I decided where I wanted to do it. And so I was like, let's go up to the top of Draper. It's the city next to us, and it's this beautiful lookout.
It's the same spot we told about in part 2.
Yeah.
Where we said that we loved each other.
I was like, hey, that could be a pretty like sentimental spot for us to go back and where I could propose to her. So it was so cold though, like I think it was 2 degrees. It was at night. So I had my sister and my mom go up there and like carve out this circle in snow and line it with candles. And then she laid roses all around it and just had this epic setup with this beautiful lookout overlooking the whole valley.
It was so pretty.
I was like, all right, now how do I like trick Sarah into thinking that we're going to do something else? Like how do I not give this away? And so,
and I was still in class at this point. I had a late night class for school. It was like 9:30, 9:45 when it ended. And so I was definitely not thinking it was gonna be that night.
So yeah, she got back and I told her, hey, my boss for work is like, he needs me to come by his house and grab a few things that I left in the office. And she totally bought it. So we're driving up Draper, and I thought that just driving up this road would kind of like give it away because this was like...
I went back and forth so much. Like when we were in the car, I was like, is this happening? And then I was like, no, it's not happening. It's kind of weird. I thought he was gonna do it another day and just... And then I was like, wait, maybe it's happening. And then I like talked myself out of it. I think because I didn't want to be sad if it wasn't. So I was like, nah.
We're driving up this road and she's kind of just chilling, looking on her phone. I'm like, this is good. She doesn't see that I'm gonna pull down the road right now to literally go to that spot. Right when we pulled up, we got out of the car, and I think by then...
Oh no, when we pulled up to this spot, I knew. Like,
yeah, okay.
Like, okay, this is where we've had our most important talks. Like, he said
yeah.
He loved me right here, and also I could see candles. So I knew.
So we get out of the car, we're walking over, and my knees are shaking. I'm so nervous. I tell her, I don't even remember like what I said. It was all just a big blur. My mind was going so fast.
I know, it is kind of a blur. I think you were shaking like crazy. Yeah. I remember that, but it was also like 2 degrees, like we said.
So I get down on a knee, and I'm totally shaking. My words are kind of shaky. And told her how much I loved her and that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her, and that...
I remember him stuttering a lot. It was kind of like the first kiss thing.
I had it all in my head, like how it was supposed to sound, but it did not come out like that at all. I think she started freaking out the second I pulled out the box and opened it up. So I don't know if you were like paying attention to all my stuttering.
No, I wasn't. I just remember noticing and thinking, oh, it's freezing, and I was kind of shaking because I was so cold.
I kind of wanted to just like enjoy the moment and just take it all in, but we were so cold. We're like, let's go get something to eat.
My hands have never been so cold. Like, besides Timp, that was the only other time when
I don't know why
so
we always
cold.
Did things that were so freezing. Like, it was perfect, and I think that looking back on it, like I wouldn't have done it any different. And now we're like, all right, we're getting married.
It's official.
It's official.
The ring on the finger. The ring that didn't last very long because we both lost our rings.
The rings that didn't last very long.
It's
yeah.
okay, that's
Her
a
ring
story.
got stolen.
That's a story for another time, but yeah.
We don't have good luck with our wedding rings.
We just decided we're gonna do fake from now on for a while.
So it just turned into planning for a wedding.
Planning. Oh. Wedding planning.
Wedding planning. We had to take a little intermission. It got a little too hot.
So hot.
Got the AC blasting now.
It was so hot.
We were both trying.
But I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating. I have pits. If I wasn't wearing black, you'd probably be able to see.
We were both trying to talk, and we just looked at each other and we're just like, it's too hot. We gotta take a break. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. He has been kicking like crazy, and it's really cool to feel like, I don't even know if it's just kicking. I think he's headbutting a lot. Like, he's just flailing his body in there. It'd be pretty rough to be pregnant. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. Like, that does not sound pleasant, having something moving around in your stomach all the time.
It's kind of cool.
We're ready to have this baby though. We've got like a bassinet over there full of so much baby stuff. It's all becoming very real. What do we have? 5 more weeks? No.
Oh, I'm yawning again. Every video.
How many more weeks do we have?
We have
6, 7,
8.
8 more weeks.
7.
7 more weeks.
2 days.
7
but
in 2
who's
days.
Counting?
No one.
No one. Now it's official, so that means wedding planning. Derik was a good support system for that, because we knew we were going to be engaged for a decent amount of time. It was only 5.5 months, so pretty soon to like jam pack and plan a wedding. Yeah. I didn't realize how many details and things and stuff you had to pick and just things you had to do. I don't know. I just didn't expect it to be like that. Derik was awesome.
I stayed out of it as much as possible though. I tried.
Derik didn't really plan any of it, but he was the best support.
I think I gave my input on what food I wanted.
Yes.
And what music I wanted there.
Yes, he helped me with the
I tried to help, but I think it was more of their thing, her and her mom planning it, and so I was okay with it.
It got a little stressful sometimes. I don't know how it wouldn't get stressful to plan a wedding. I think everybody has that. There are some really great parts too, like when we took our engagements, that was super fun. Bridals. Obviously the wedding day was awesome. But I was over planning the wedding by the end.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't care, just whatever color.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was good though. We actually, like our engagement, it's so crazy, but we did not butt heads on anything. We didn't get in any arguments.
Not really,
at all. Like our entire engagement, which is insane.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like that's when couples are like at each other a little bit, is just figuring everything out, and it's just before the wedding. But we really like didn't get in any fights. And then obviously we got married and had to work through.
Got married and we just started fighting every single
We started fighting.
But the wedding was awesome. We got married on June 17th, and it was a dream wedding. Everything
went smooth, which I am like extremely grateful for, because a lot of crazy wedding things can happen. The only thing that didn't go smooth, Derik forgot our suitcases.
Oh yeah, no, it was like perfect. Everything was going just as we'd planned, and we're driving up. We stayed our first night of our honeymoon in Park City. We're halfway up the canyon, like 40 minutes from where we had our wedding reception. I looked at Sarah, I was like, I think I left our suitcases. I was like, I'm not sure, but I think I may have left them. And I was just like, please be in there, please, please, please. So we pulled over and I went empty. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
So then we moved into our first place. It was down in Provo, and it was this tiny little
small
grody apartment, really gross carpet. What would you explain?
It was just like not aesthetically pleasing carpet at all.
Or place, and we kind of just had a bunch of this random furniture that we picked up from places, but it was so fun. At the time I was playing tennis, but I really, really wanted to get into photography. I was also teaching tennis at a country club. Derik ended up surprising me with this big Mac, like, computer, and I was shocked. I had no idea that he was gonna do that.
Well, she was just like, she really wanted to get into photography, but she was editing on this old computer and was trying to just make it work. So we finally were like, you know what, if you want to get into photography and start doing weddings and stuff, we gotta get this computer. And once we got that, she became just like this editing machine. And
yeah, well, I just started like reaching out to couple after couple, and I was just doing all these free shoots, but I was having so much fun that I didn't even feel like work at all, and I was just doing it all for free. And then all of a sudden people started like asking, how much do you charge, and like started turning it into like an actual job, which was so cool because it was so fun for me. And then Derik was working for,
I don't even know what I was doing.
I don't know what Derik was doing. Derik was
working
going
for
to
a
school.
Sales job. No.
Yeah.
Worked for a sales job for a little bit.
Going
and then
to school.
I actually did decide that I wanted to do medical school, and so I went really hard with that for 2 years.
And that's when I said that I was done with school. I dropped out of school. Photography started picking up, and I knew Derik was gonna go the medical school route. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to be supporting, being the sugar mama.
And quitting tennis wasn't easy for you.
Quitting tennis was hard. I had to, you know, close that chapter in my life that I had been playing, and like that was my goal, to get to a Division I college since I was 10.
Yeah.
So
and she made it, and it was like,
but
you were year 2, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna go into my 2nd year, and I just knew that it wasn't good for me anymore. Like it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So I walked away from tennis and started doing that full time.
From there, you know, we were in Utah for 2 years after being married. I always had this idea that Sarah and I were going to live by the ocean. I had always wanted to since I was a kid. I just couldn't shake the idea of us living by the ocean, and so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just push through the next couple of years here and get through my undergrad, and then I'll go and do medical school, maybe somewhere in California or somewhere along the coast. Everything kind of changed though after the summer of 2017. I was still doing medical school stuff, but I was like going through different courses. None of it seemed like what I wanted to do. I really liked the idea of being a doctor, but the whole blood scene and just...
He hates blood.
Blood. I didn't like the actual lifestyle of it. It was just kind of something that I decided I wanted to do when I was a kid. And then when it came time to kind of decide what career I wanted to take, I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be a doctor. And I just looked the truth in the eyes and was like, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. Now I have no idea what I want to do. And so I applied to transfer to BYU Hawaii. There's a university out here in Hawaii, and got denied the first time, applied again, and got accepted. After the summer of 2018, Sarah and I came out to Hawaii, and I did my first semester here and decided I wanted to go with business. That's what I'm graduating in this fall. And so things worked out with that, and we are so happy that we came here.
It was scary moving out though. Like,
it was.
I mean, it's so far away, and also we were kind of like, okay, Derik's gonna go to school, and it was lucky that I could do photography stuff anywhere, and we kind of just like jumped in. So we worked on just saving and saving and saving before we left, because we just weren't sure what jobs were gonna look like out here.
Like, we knew we wanted to come out here, but we definitely did it on a whim. We were like thinking we'd go out there and work a job at a restaurant if we had to, or Sarah could maybe teach tennis. Things worked out with her photography out here, and then I just got full-time in school and worked at another job for a little while. It worked out, and we're so happy we came, but making that jump to come out here was so much work.
Honestly, it's kind of crazy, because it's like we had like our 2 lists before coming out of like all the pros of going, and like, you know, there were definitely like pros about it, but like it didn't seem like the smartest decision at the time.
Not at all.
But then it ended up being the best thing we've ever done.
We're happy we did it, even though it was so hard to like make that decision. But things worked out.
This is the final part of our story. This little guy
here.
that's coming in 2 months.
The best part too.
Yes. So if you haven't seen our pregnancy reactions video, go watch that. That'll explain everything about
our decisions to get pregnant and to make that
the next part of our story.
We had been married for 3.5 years, I think, when we decided that we wanted to have a baby. The first 2-3 years, it was just kind of like Sarah was really pushing to have a baby.
Well, when we had first got married, we said 3.
Yeah.
So around the 2.5 mark, I started getting a little antsy and like felt like I was ready.
Yeah.
But then we'd have talks and I just kind of knew Derik wasn't on the same page as me.
Yeah.
With that, so.
I was just really nervous and felt like totally unready. Like I just never thought I would be ready.
Yeah.
And then
looking back, it couldn't have been a better time for us.
Yeah, definitely was the right time.
Besides the world pandemic, but.
Besides the world pandemic.
But like with our relationship, it was the right time for us.
Sarah found out she was pregnant in January of this year. No.
February.
And everything went wild
in March.
It's been an insane year trying to like wrap our minds around how we're going to be good parents with everything going on, and just trying to plan for a birth in general with COVID and just all of the restrictions in place and things like that. It's been super challenging, but we could not be more excited. Like that definitely was the best thing that's happened to us. The first 4 years of being married together have been amazing. Like we've learned a ton, and I feel like we're at a good position in our marriage to bring in a child now. We're just stoked to have this baby boy. Like I'm very excited. I have shifted completely from this nervousness, kind of like, oh, how am I gonna be a good dad, to now it's like,
pregnancy is a long
I'm gonna be a good dad.
9 months, I feel like that's why, so that you can fully prepare to be parents. Honestly, 9 months of growing, it seemed like a long time.
We're getting ready to have this baby in October. His due date is October 13th. And that is our love story. I mean,
there it is.
In a nutshell. There's still a lot more details, but it would take forever to go over it. It has been the best 4 years of my life, and has it been the best 4 years of your life? Maybe not. I don't know.
No. I'm like, no.
Nah.
Actually, nah. No, yes, it has been the best 4 years of my life. I'm so happy that I met Derik and that things fell into place, even though we didn't talk at the very beginning.
Brought us that.
We'll probably never do that hike again, which is so sad. It's so long.
It's so long, but we'll have to.
I guess we'll take all the kids once.
Just to say that this is where we met, but didn't speak to each other.
But
I don't know how this all worked out, because that was just like the weirdest experience ever.
But it did.
It worked out.
And we're still in love.
We're still in love.
If you made it through all 3 of these videos, you guys rock.
We love you guys so much and appreciate the support and the positivity, especially with this pregnancy.
So keep commenting. I love reading your guys' comments.
But yeah, that's our story, and we hope that you guys feel like you know us a little bit better now. Again, you guys don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can get notified of all of our new videos. We love you and hope that you're having an amazing day. Peace out.